G'day guys, we're working back on the Barra. As you can see, I've already got it out. So today we're going to be disassembling the motor and seeing what we need to rebuild this back up and get it back on the road. So what I want to show you guys first, I'll just try to get this in focus. See those divots there? That's from the flywheel slapping about because the bolts got loose. So now the crank's damaged. So I'm just going to pull the crank out and change it with a new one. I haven't bought anything at the minute because I want to pull apart this motor and see if there's anything else that I need. I have bought 3 rods that are going to go in this so I can run more boost, and we will be doing new bearings, and yeah, we'll see what else it needs, but the head's new, so that should be all good. So today we're just going to be stripping it down and seeing what else we need. I will be also replacing the Welsh plugs and giving it a good flush out. So let's go ahead and start ripping this thing apart. Okay, so now that we've got all the bolts off, I'm going to pop the timing cover off so that I can get the motor in top dead center and safely pull off the head without damaging anything. So that's what we're going to do now. Wish me luck because this is going to be absolute mission. I put so much silicone here so it didn't leak, so that's going to be very tough to get off. I'm just going to slowly pry it here with a flat head and maybe on the other side somewhere, just very carefully, and ease it off. And maybe run a knife down it, we'll see what happens. Absolute missions. So what I've done is just tapped this with the hammer slightly, not too hard, not forcing it, but slowly what I'm doing is getting in the gaps, and then I'm just going to run the knife through here to pry it off slowly. And then we're going to go down here and do the same thing all the way through, and then hopefully get to the other side. Because I did silicone it a lot, so yep, that's what happens when you do a proper job. It's hard to come off. Well, at least put heaps of sealer on it. I don't know if that's a proper job, but that's what I did, and it didn't leak, so I'm happy with it. Just not happy trying to take it off.
This guy is fucking stupid!
So I'm still having issues with this. I've got a knife all the way through, so I'm thinking it's stuck down here. I think the easiest way is to get the sump off first. So that's what I'll do. I'm going to pull the sump off and it will start loosening up. Oh my God, I figured out why it wasn't coming off, why it was so hard.
That doesn't take very long to spot either, does it?
The pulley here, bolt goes all the way through. And I was like, oh, why is it not coming off? Oh, because maybe the bolt's holding it on. So now it's going to come straight off. Now it's time to get it at top dead center. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we can start taking off the head and get ready to do the sump as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the crank bolt in. That way I can turn over the motor and get it in time. Didn't realize I wasn't videoing, but I've got the tension off. Now you are meant to put like a pin through this, but you can reset it anyway. I just couldn't find anything. Alrighty, I'm back, and we're just going to pop this off and put that in the bag. Should use my puller, but we'll see if I can get it off like this. Nope, we'll use my puller. Doesn't require much force, so that's why I'm doing it like this. It may look a bit sketchy, but I'm not putting too much pressure on it. I just help assist slide it off. Let's put it in here. Way it doesn't get dirty. Put the gear in there too. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of days since I filmed, but we're going to get straight back into it. So the goal for today, or right now, is we're going to pull off the head. I'm trying to leave all the cams intact as they are. I don't want to start undoing everything because I don't have to. I just need to undo the head bolts, I think, and I should be able to pull the whole head off as one piece. And then I can flip it over and do the sump and get the crank out and inspect everything, make sure everything else is all good. So that's what we're doing now. Fingers crossed I can take it off. I think I can. I just got to undo that as well. Yeah, and hopefully I can reuse the head gasket, but we'll see, because I did put copper head gasket sealer on it, so it's probably gonna get a bit sticky and tear it apart, and then I might as well just get a new one while I'm at it. So yeah, but everything looks the part. I'm trying to get the focus on it, but yeah, everything looks the part with the cams. They look all good, and the head looks still clean as you expect because it's done less than 1,000 Ks. But yeah, we'll get back into it. So guys, the goal right now is to unload the head evenly. So I'm just getting the right socket, which is a 14mm. These are, I don't think they're ARP, I think they're Plasman bolts, but they're all the same stuff. So I'm just trying to, I'll start from the middle and just kind of crack them loose and unload it slowly. See if I can do it with this. Just crack them a little bit. Ooh, maybe. I do have to take it off because it's going to be a bit difficult to get to these. Yeah, I think I'll have to take the cams off. I was trying to avoid doing that, but yeah, it looks like I won't be able to get to some of them. So let's go ahead and take the caps off and do them evenly and nice and slow. And I'll find somewhere to put them nice and safe. Alright, now I can get back to undoing the head. I have the breaker bar. It's definitely something I didn't want to do again so soon. But when you're learning, like me, give yourself a go, things can go wrong. As I said in my last video, like, it's not particularly my fault which way you look at it. Like, the flywheel bolts usually come loose in these Falcons. I didn't hear it, which is unfortunate, and they came loose, and now I'm gonna have to pull the crank out. But you know what, now I'm putting the stronger rods in. I don't really mind because it allows me to put more boost in it, and it'll be a much more fun car. And now I know in the future, if I ever do one of these again, to get the retainer or weld it, and that way we can party without any issues. Yeah, I could have bought a second-hand FG motor or something already done. What's the fun in that? Like, I actually enjoy this kind of stuff, you know, and at the end of the day, if it makes good power and stuff, it's not like I just bought it and it makes the power. Like, I've actually built it myself which I think personally is a cool story. It's always a cool story when you go to car meets or go to, track days or whatever, and you hear stories of someone building the car all the way themselves, and it's a full-on track car, roll cage and everything. It's kind of cool, not to diss anyone who's not into that and they just want to drive. Fair enough, that's what you want to do, but I just think it's a lot more interesting if the person has built it themselves, because I've done it myself and I know how challenging it is, and you got to take the time to learn everything. I might get back to you guys once this is coming off. All right, so the head bolts are off. I haven't got the washers off at the minute. They're a bit of a pain to get off, so I might just try to lift it up and then I can get them off afterwards. But yeah, let's go and lift this off now. Oh, it's starting to lift. There we go. Yeah, that's the sound we want. Okay. See if I can lift it off. Yeah, as I thought, I'm going to wreck that head gasket, so I'll probably need a new one. Oh well. You guys can see, but I can't see. That looks like to me it's getting pretty stuck. Sorry about the sounds. It's quite heavy and I'm not the strongest. Alright, that'll do. Still looking good. Got some crap in it, probably from when I was just taking the head off. This box is going to need a clean up. And the pistons look all good. So basically I might be using a couple of these piston heads, because I did get 3R23 rods, but some of the pistons on the ones I've got had a little bit of indentation from, like, obviously detonation or something. And these pistons are, like, this was a good motor, like it wasn't thrashed or anything, so it has good pistons. So what I might do is take the piston apart and use these piston heads, or a couple of them, the ones that are damaged, for my one that I've got, but we'll see. All right, next we're going to turn it over and we'll get to the bottom end and see how that held up. It was absolutely pointless where I had this before. I had it just in front because I thought here would leak the most, but it leaked somewhere there and got the floor absolutely filthy. But anyways, now we've got this. We're going to take off the sump and inspect the bottom end. So there's a few 8mm, and then you got these ones here going sideways. People forget about those ones. I really need to get one of those electric wrenches. I think it'll make my life a lot easier. But here I am doing everything by hand. Might get some extension. Honestly, love this thing. It's like a screwdriver. And it just makes it so much easier just to spin it off once you get it loose. Just gonna put these down here for now so they get all off. Hey. Try and get focus. There is a bit of shit in the pickup, which is not always good, but it just depends what it is. Because what happened was, in one of my other videos, I did change the tensioner, and I had to reseal this, and when I was scraping it off, a bit of silicone fell in, so maybe it's a bit of those bits and pieces, but not the best. I'm gonna have to clean that up. I'm not a professional, obviously. So just checking my work. I guess this is a good thing that something's stuffed up, because I can see my other work and see if it was that bad. So there's no metal shavings, which is good to see. There's no chunks or anything, so I guess that's good news. Or there's one little bit there. Don't know if that's bad or not, because I did put new bearings in, but we will see. Like I said in my other videos, like, this head did get machined, and I was a bit silly. I assumed they would have cleaned it out, but I got told afterwards by other people that build motors to always blow out the galleries and stuff like that. So potentially that one little shaving, or there might be a couple of shavings. There was some in the oil, like little tiny ones. They could have been from when this got cleaned. So I'm not trying to get into any conclusions at the minute. The best thing to do is start taking the crank out and seeing the new bearings that I've put in, and see if they're damaged at all. See how good a job I did. So we'll start tearing down the bottom end now. Alright, we got the windage tray and the main cap bolts off, and now we've got to get the rod bolts out, and that way we can separate the crank from the rods. We pull the crank out, and yeah, we're nearly done. So I'm just going to get my ratchet on here and turn the motor over so they're facing directly straight, like that one. So now I'm going to start by taking these two off and doing one at a time, so pulling the piston out. So I'm doing this and then flipping it back around, taking the piston out, and rinse and repeat. So I've just tightened them down and it spins all freely, so I can now turn it back over and start pulling out the piston by piston. So I'm going to do that now. So now that we've got all the pistons out, I want to have a look in the bores, see the condition. They actually look pretty good from my point of view. Let me know what you guys think, if you see something that's a bit of an issue, but in my limited knowledge, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the crank now, and afterwards I'm going to go over these rods versus I'll pull out one of the 3R rods and we can measure it and see the size difference. Alright, now I'm going to take off the oil pump so I can get the crank off. Alrighty, that's everything up, and just clean up the bearings. Have a look at these. They look pretty good, as they should be. They're pretty new, but they will be replaced because I'm putting a new crank in, so all new. And I've got to give this a clean up. I won't do it on camera. So guys, this one is the 1R rod, and this is the 3R23 rod. Same sort of piston. So this is off a BF2, and this is off a BF1 BA. So you can already see the difference here in the thickness. So if I get my calipers, we'll have a look at the difference. Just give me a second. Okay. So 7, I'm gonna swap fingers. So we're reading it the right way. So it's 7. What's that? 6. Let's see if there's a total. Thickness this way, difference. 21. So it's the same thickness that way, by the looks of it. I'll swap it this way. This should be the difference. About 15.75. 16.46. So you can see that's thicker there already. And these parts are thicker, which make it a bit stronger than that one. So yeah, that's the difference between the two, if you guys are wondering. This one can make 500 kilowatts and that can make 500 horsepower. Like I was pretty much maxed out with these ones. So we're going to chuck these in on the new build, and I'm just going to wind up the boost as much as I can with what I've got. I've got a 1000cc injector, so we'll see what I can get up to with that. I don't think I'm going to spend the money on getting 1650s or anything at the minute, because this is going to cost me a fair bit of money, and obviously I've already built it once, so yeah, don't really have the money to do a big build. Obviously, if you're doing a big build, you'll just go, and you're going this far, you probably just want to get like forged rods and pistons, but this is a budget build. Anyways guys, I'll see you guys on the next one when we'll probably be assembling this. I'm not going to bore you guys with cleaning this up. I'll just going to clean up the motor. I'm going to put new Welsh plugs on it, do all that jazz. So on the next video you guys will see this block all cleaned up, ready to go, and we'll be assembling it. So catch you guys on the next one.